Hi there. Welcome. Welcome to my stream. So before I, okay, come on. There we go. I'll wait for it to pop up so I can post it too. Please be sure to donate to my PayPal account or monthly on my Patreon page, Anime Tara Tunes. All right, posted to my Twitter. So now we'll start. We'll start reading issue 18 of The Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 18. Only the mighty Marvel would dare to attempt such a tale. The the end of Spider-Man. The story you never expected to read. Why does Spidey cringe in the helpless fear as the evil Sandman stalks the city streets? Be prepared for the countless surprises in this great dramatic offbeat issue. The end of Spider-Man. Forget everything you ever read about Spidey before. Forget every superhero thrower you've ever seen. Throw away all those preconceived ideas of what a full-length magazine drama should be like. Oh, let me just get comfy. This one is different. This one is super sensational. This one is just for you. No one will ever laugh at J. Jonah Jameson again. I told them Spider-Man was a heel, a cowardly quitter, and now since he ran away from Green Goblin, the world knows I'm right. See Spider-Man issue 17, The Return of the Green Goblin, editor. Written by Stan Lee, author of the Fantastic Four. Illustrated by Steve Ditko, illustrator of Doctor Strange. Lettered by Sam Rosen, letter of Patsy Walker. A short time ago, Spider-Man seemed to suffer his greatest defeat at the hands of the mysterious Green Goblin. Now let's observe the reactions of various familiar characters to that unexpected occurrence. I'm the first one to make Spider-Man run away like a whip dog. Now at last, the Green Goblin will be world famous. If only I could have been the one to defeat him. The victory should have belonged to Dr. Octopus. None of them suspect it, but Spider-Man only ran away because of the fact that his Aunt May was in serious danger of, she had a heart attack. Even though he lost, Spider-Man is still at large. That means Kraven the Hunter might still be able to track him down. How could the Green Goblin beat him when I, the Vulture, couldn't? I still can't believe it. What are you looking so gloomy about, Hothead? I thought that Webhead was number one on your hate parade. Sure, Ben, we were always feuding, but I still had a lot of respect for Spidey. If I hadn't seen him run away with my own eyes. Too bad about Spider-Man. It sort of puts all costume crime fighters in a bad light. It appears his courage did not match his power. Wasps and spiders are natural enemies, so I can't honestly say I'm sorry for him. When last I met Spider-Man, my instincts told me he was a valiant fighter. Now, how could super sharp sense of Daredevil have been so wrong? Even the average man in the streets, Spider-Man battle against the Green Goblin is the number one topic. I still don't see why he ran away. He looked to me like Spidey was winning. J. Jonah Jameson was right all the time. Spider-Man was just a coward, like all bullies. Apparently, Jameson was smarter than we thought, and the gloating publisher of the Daily Bugle misses no tracks in publishing his triumph. Now that decent people of our city have gotten wise to the Spider-Man, he hasn't been seen for weeks. At least we're rid of the mass menace. And remember, the Daily Bugle was the first to expose him as a dangerous fraud. Yes, almost the entire civilized world wonders what has happened to the amazing Spider-Man. But how surprised they would be if they could see him at this very moment. You shouldn't have gotten out of bed, Aunt May. The doctor said you need lots of rest after your operation. But I wanted to make sure you eat good breakfast before you go to school, Peter. Gosh, if only you'd stop worrying about me. So, anyway, Miss Watkins will be here to help you out. Oh, here she is now. Off to school with you now, Peter. I'll do the dishes. Well, don't you look improved, May? Thank you, Anne. It's so nice of you to come over. Now remember, take your medicine every 4 hours and a nap at noon, like the doctor said, and don't tire yourself out. I'll be right, dear. Take care of yourself. Remember, you're still a growing boy. Later at school, I can't, May, but I can't tell. I can't tell Aunt May, but we're almost out of money, and she still needs so much medicine. I can't fail her after everything she's done for me. Doctor doesn't want her to know how ill she really is. Then at the end of the school day, I never saw Peony Parker run so fast. I got to make sure Aunt Millie's all right. You probably heard of a big sale on textbooks somewhere. I'm home, Aunt May. How are you feeling? All right? All right? Oh, you're still here, Miss Watkins. Yes, Peter. Your aunt felt a bit dizzy, so I thought I'd stay a while longer. Now, don't worry, the boy, Anne. I'm practically fine, but you look a bit peaked to me, dear. Have you been studying too hard? Later, after Miss Watson has gone home, we're almost out of medicine again. I've just got to get some money somewhere. Okay, Aunt May, time for your medicine, and then you've got to go to bed. Very well, Peter. I'm feeling rather tired. You may shut the TV off now. Yes, that's why Spider-Man hasn't been heard from lately. It's important to look after a sick aunt who is recovering from a serious operation, and still spend time swinging through the city in search of adventure. But there are still some who hasn't forgotten Spidey. Boy, old J. Jonah really is flying these days. And probably the last true fan that Spidey has left is Flash Thompson, the arch rival of Peter Parker. I tell you, Spidey ran away from the Green Goblin. He had a good reason. Sure he did. He's a professional coward. Say that again and I'll paste you one. Skip it, Flash. That web head isn't worth fighting about. Just watch what you say about him from now on. Oh, hello, Peter. How is your aunt? A little better, I guess, Liz. Boy, Flash sure is loyal to Spider-Man, isn't he? Yes, he seems to like him as much as he dislikes you. By the way, there's a new Peter Shelves movie at the drive-in tonight. That I've been dying to see. Really, I'd like to see it too, but I have something to do later on. Liz Roy isn't a bad kid, though. I prefer Betty Brant, but I can't think about girls now. I've got an idea how to earn money fast. And so after school, dramatic costume figure swings drastically towards a midtown office building. This is the place. Are you the one who makes those kids trading cards with the pictures of sports stars and actors on them? Yeah, who wants to know? Oh, Spider-Man. This is a big chance, Phil. How much is it worth to make trading cards with my picture on them? I'll give you an exclusive contract. Sorry, we're not interested. Don't slam this window on your way out. Are you kidding? You're talking to Spider-Man. I'm the real thing. You just think of the photos you could get of me. Leave your name and address with the girl out front. Don't call us. We'll call you. But just imagine how the kids would eat up a picture of me doing this. How about doing this? You can sell a million cards easy. They get it wrong, but you're not even looking what's wrong. Look, young fella, face it, you're washed up, a has been. I could have given any picture of you away. Now blow, huh? I'm busy. Bitterly disappointed, the masked teenager leaves the office in his own imitable manner and sees a short distance away a gang on the roof of that jewelry store. It's a cinch they're not there to see the sights. I'll break up that little caper easy as a pie, and then, oh no, I can't. I forgot if anything happened to me, who'd look after Aunt May? I can't afford to take the chance. And then Spider-Man does a more usual thing. He turns and runs away from the fugitive would-be thieves. This may not be the best superhero tradition, but I haven't any choice. Anyway, I'm glad I have some change with me. Seconds later, hello, police. I'd like to report a crime. Some men are trying to break into a jewelry store at the corner of 47th Street. And then, no, I'd rather not mention my name. Just a private citizen trying to do his duty. That's okay. You're welcome. Well, if it's not the way the Human Torch would have handled it, but at least I'll be able to get right home and see if Aunt May needs any now. Needs me now. Minutes later, Doc, what are you doing here? Is anything wrong? Where's Aunt May? It's all right, Peter. I was just passing by, so I thought I'd drop in. Your aunt seems to be holding her own, but you'd better try to take it easy, son. Just see that she keeps taking her medicine, and I'll come by again tomorrow. I can't tell him that I'm just so jittery because I'm worrying about paying for the medicine. Our savings bank account is almost empty. I'm glad you're home early, dear. How was school today? Everything's fine at school, Aunt May. Here, I'll put on the TV for you. Thank you, dear. Now you better do your homework before it gets too late. She doesn't suspect I'm miles ahead of the class already. Then reaching the privacy of his room, I've got to find out if Betty is still mad at me for going to that club meeting without her. Hi, Betty. This is Peter. Wait, don't hang up, Betty. The nerve of him calling me as though nothing had happened. Was that Peter Parker? I feel so good these days. I even like him. Where's he been keeping himself lately? His aunt is ill. She had a serious operation, and he's had to look after her. Really? Well, never let it be said that big-hearted J. Jonah Jameson doesn't look after the people who work for him. Let's do something generous for them. Send him a gift, a get well card. Don't seal the envelope. We can send it for a penny cheaper that way. Say, you're not still mad at Parker, are you? You should learn to forgive and forget like I do. Since Spider-Man defeat old Jameson has been the happiest guy in town. The old hypocrite. I like him better the way he was. How are you, loyal employees? Remember, if you need any advice or any help, you're always welcome to ask your tender-hearted employer. I wish he'd become his grouchy old self again. At least we understood him that way. First time I ever saw him smile, it's a sickening sight. I almost wish Spider-Man would redeem himself or something. Otherwise, Jameson's liable to crack his face with wide open with that phony smile of his. He reminds me of a tiger who's just made a kill. And as the long hours tick by, she's resting now. Poor Aunt May. She's done so much for me, brought me up like I was her own son. I can't fail her now. She needs me. I've got to take care of her till she's still well again. But it gets so lonely sometimes. If only Betty weren't mad at me. I'll call her again. And no answer. Can she be out with another fella? Or is she not answering because she suspects it's me? Although he can't be sure of it, Peter's second guess is the correct one. It must be Pete. I know it. But I don't trust him. I don't trust myself to speak to him. I might listen to my heart and make up with him. And I'm longing to, but I mustn't. I simply couldn't bear to be hurt again. Then, as the dejected teenager sits morosely in his lonely room, his thoughts begin to wander back to the recent past. I wonder how Betty Brant would feel if she knew I was Spider-Man and I'm the one who risked my life so often to save her. It wasn't long after that I defeated some of my most dangerous enemies in order to rescue Betty. And Aunt May, I remember how the Sandman almost beat me. He might have if I hadn't been able to hold my breath longer than he. I can't outlast him in this timeless air room because of extra strong lungs. See Spider-Man Annual Issue 1. Then there was the time Craven the Hunter had me trapped. If I hadn't been able to outrun him, there's no telling what might have happened. He sure was a powerful enemy. Spider-Man, if I ever get my hands on you... And I still shudder when I think of how close the Vulture came to beating me. If he hadn't made the careless mistake of flying too close to me when I was trapped, it would have been bye-bye Spidey. Of course, one of the closest calls came when Dr. Octopus had me trapped in the gigantic glass fishbowl. All he had to do was leave me to drown, but he made the mistake of being over eager and coming in after me. It's a slim chance, but if I can snare him with my webbing. Editors note: all the scenes were witnessed above are excerpts from the first Spidey Annual. That's probably why I don't recognize that. I don't think I read the Annual yet. Every one of them, as well as Electro and Mysterio, will have learned from that experience, and they'll be harder to beat if I should ever try meet again. But nobody realizes what close calls I've had, how dangerous my career has been. What's this on TV? And now our latest news from item: J. Jonah Jameson, Times newspaper publisher, has been awarded the Good Citizenship Medal for his continued editorial against the discredited Spider-Man. That does it. Betty Brant is mad at Peter Parker, and the whole world thinks Spider-Man is a coward because I ran out of the fight with the Goblin. They don't know I did it because Aunt May was ill, and needed me, and I can never explain. The next day outside the Daily Bugle building, if only I could make up with Betty. Oh, there she is now. Betty, wait, I've got to talk to you. Peter, it's too late. We're nothing more to discuss. You know I wanted to go out to that club meeting with you. You told me you weren't going then. I found you there with Liz Allen. Nothing you can say any chance change that. Betty, wait, please. How can I tell her that I couldn't take her because I had to change to Spider-Man? I didn't go with Liz. I just met her with her there. Well. Hello there, Parker. Have you any good news photos for me? You haven't sold me any lately. Sorry, Jameson. I've been busy looking after my aunt, but maybe later on. Sure, kid. Sure. Anytime. Just don't bring me any of Spider-Man anymore. He's finished with the public now. Heh heh. Yeah, heh heh. You old goat. By the way, thanks for the get well card you sent Aunt May. She appreciated it. Think nothing of it, my boy. I guess I'm just all heart. Why did I have to fall for Peter Parker? Why do I still feel that the way I do? Then at school, it's a good thing I'm a top student. I can't concentrate on my studies. I've got to find a way to earn some money. And later that day, why didn't I think of this before? I ought to be able to sell my special quick stick webbing for a fortune. It's Spider-Man. Don't be alarmed, gents. I have a business deal for you to offer you. Yes, I heard about my famous exclusive webbing. Look, I'll give you the demonstration. This is the most irregular, but we seem to be a captive audience. Which now I can make, and the then thread sticks to the ceiling. And now the heavy weight that can strengthen the support. He's lifting that cast iron block as though it was a toy. How about it, men? Imagine if you could sell paste that was this strong. I can hardly believe my eyes. He's right. Such a paste would make a fortune on the open market. But a few minutes later, what happened? Oh, don't worry about it. It just snapped. I made it so it wouldn't hold too long. I didn't want my enemies to stay tied forever. But if it isn't permanent, we can't use it. Wait. Perhaps I can make it permanent. It ought to be able to figure out a formula. Fine. When you do come back to see us. Until then, your place is worthless. You can't sell adhesive that gets weak after a while. You just wasted our time. Nuts. I struck out again. Forget about that sticky webbing. Eventually, eavesdrops. I could make it permanent, but it might take months of lab work, and I haven't the time. Anyway, at the last things can't get any worse. I was wrong there. Well, look, it's my lucky day. The Sandman. I've been waiting for a chance to polish you off once and for all. I don't dare battle with him now. I'm not worried for myself, but if I lose, Aunt May will be alone in the world with no one to look after her. Hold it. This isn't the time or place. So it's true that they're saying about you. You have turned yellow. You fought me before. You must know that isn't true. I've just got my reasons for not wanting to mix it up with you right now. Sure you do, and they all add up to one thing. You're a coward. Bro, I'm in for it. Now nothing's gonna stop him from attacking me. Thud. I'd love to turn and face him to ram those insulting words right up his throat. Nothing is more certain that he might beat me. but I can't take the chance. Not while Aunt May is ill and helpless. I owe it to her to avoid any trouble. Look, there's Spider-Man at last, and he's running from the Sandman the way he ran from the Green Goblin. James was right. You're a cat. You're scared, Spider-Man. You're afraid of your shadow. I never was the best loved guy in town, but right now, Krusky could probably beat me in a popularity contest. Go ahead, run, show the what a coward you are. All of Spider-Man's victories in the past must have just been publicity stunts. Boo, Spider-Man! I'll bet your kid sister could beat you. He probably was a phony from the start. It's a lucky thing I'm faster than the Sandman. I couldn't keep dodging those sludge hammer bullets forever. Run, chicken! I'll catch up with you sooner or later. And when I do, oh, what a lovely sight! Of what a heartwarming episode! Did you see Spider-Man revealed all his delicious cowardliness? You sure called it the turn on him in your Mr. Jameson. I bet you he won't have the nerve to show himself in public after this. That crumb bum had it. Looks like he gave me the slip, and I better go into hiding too before the police come after me. Phew, that was a close call. I better change identities fast before I can get into a fix I can't get out. Boy, I'll bet even Flash Thompson will give up on me after this, and I wouldn't blame him. Pewdie Punk, did you see the spineless Spider-Man run past here? No, I didn't. He must have gone in the other direction. Finally, a sad-faced teenager reaches home. That was a close one with Sandman. He just noticed Peter Parker. How come you're alone, Aunt May? Doctor said you should always have someone with you. But Miss Watson had to leave, dear. Her niece is away and she had to cook dinner for her husband. Besides, I thought you'd be home sooner. This is what I've been afraid of. I can't take the chance of Aunt May being alone in case she has another attack. This is why I can't afford to fight as Spider-Man. Gosh, we're almost out of medicine. It's a shame that Miss Watson's niece is out of town, dear. She could come and visit us. It must be so boring for you, spending so much time with me. Boredom, I wish that was the only problem I had. And so it goes. With each passing minute, things get gloomer and gloomer for the worried teenager. And now Jova J. Jamison doesn't miss a trick in reminding the public how right he was about Spider-Man. And now we present a video tape rerun of the Stonish top news story, The Frightened Flight of Spider-Man, while the city watched in shock. Now the whole city, probably the whole world, thinks I'm nothing but a discreditable coward, and as long as Aunt May remains seriously ill, there's nothing I can do about it. And special attention, let's watch this some scene in slow motion, sponsored by the Daily Bugle, the paper that tells the truth. That's it. I can't take any more of that grinning ape. I'd rather watch Dr. Doom reading nursery rhymes to the kiddies. Zert. I tell you, Benjamin, there's more to all this than meets the eye. I just know Spidey isn't a coward. Sure. And you still hang up your woolly little stocking for Santa Claus, too. Knock it off, big buddy. I'm serious. Why would a fellow who's risked his life a dozen times against the toughest odds suddenly turn yellow? Remember, I've seen him in action, and he's one of the best. I'm inclined to agree with you, Johnny. People don't change their basic nature without good cause. As for Spider-Man, I wonder. And then, acting on a sudden impulse, the youngest member of the most Fantastic Four utters the dramatic cry and blazes through the window like a crimson meteor. Flame on! What do you think that Emperor's kid brother of mine is up to now? It's hard to guess, Sue. I'd guess he's going to try to find the reason for Spider-Man's strange behavior. Teenagers, who can figure them out? Minutes later, a blazing message appears in the sky above the city. Enters note: the meeting place referred to by the torch was shown in Strange Tales issue 2, 1963. Spider-Man, meet me at our last meeting place. Message from the Human Torch, but I can't go. I don't dare to leave Aunt May alone again. Later atop the Statue of Liberty. This is the spot Spidey is sure to see my famous message sooner or later. Although in the night, the Human Torch keeps his lonely vigil until the dawn begins to break. If he didn't come by now, he's just not coming. Why didn't he? But why? Even if he didn't see the message, he must have heard about it. It was sure to be mentioned in the papers or on the radio or TV. Why didn't he come? Has something really changed him? And at school, Spidey's most diehard fan is having a tough time of it. Flesh, I can't believe it. Even you can't still be a fan of Spider-Man. You're right. You're darn right. I still am. I say he's got a reason for the way he's acting. He'll surprise you all pretty soon. I never have believed it. He's still a Spidey booster. Just you wait, all of you. You'll be whistling a different tune when the old Spider-Web proves what a great guy he is. Pete, you're the smartest boy in school. Do you believe Splash might be right? You never tell Liz. He might be. Later that night. Liz, what brings you here? What's wrong? Oh, Pete, I'm so worried. It's the foolish Flash. I'm afraid he'll get hurt. He'll be hurt. In order to prove Spider-Man is still a hero, he plans to dress in a Spider-Man costume and walk through the streets. He feels Spider-Man will rescue him if he gets into trouble. That nut! Spider-Man has enemies all over the place. It's my fault. I kept teasing him about Spider-Man. I never thought he'd do anything so foolhardy. Maybe I can find him and talk him out of it, but I can't leave my Aunt May alone. Will you stay with her, Liz? Of course, Petey. So I hope my Spider-Sense can detect that while meeting Knucklehead before one of my arch foes sees him and thinks he's me. So they all think Spidey is washed up, eh? I'll prove he's as brave as ever. I might even be able to prevent the criminals somewhere, and all Spidey will get credit for it. Wouldn't that be something? And sure enough, a short time later, hey, look, it's Spider-Man. What? How do you find us? Car thieves. They think I'm the real Spider-Man. This is my big chance. Okay, turn around and march in the police station if you don't want to drag you there. What will we do, Ricky? The cops will throw the book at us. If I can pull the bluff, it'll be the greatest stunt in my life. We're 3, 2, 1. What can we lose? Let's rush him. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't expect this. Now I'm in for it. But so what? There are no superpowers. Maybe I can still outfight them. Hey, what gives? He hit me, and I'm still conscious. Look at this. One already punch knocked the wind out of him. No wonder Spider-Man's been turning chicken lately. He must have lost all his power somehow. What a break for us. We'll be famous as the guys who beat Spider-Man. Hey, stop. No fair. One at a time, Phyllis. One at a time. I never thought it would be so easy. Maybe we ought to tackle Daredevil next. 3 against 1. No big deal. I'll bet I could lick any of you single-handed. You know something? You don't even sound like Spider-Man. I wonder if he must be at a real McCoy. Nobody could be nutty enough to impersonate a guy like him. That's what they think. And at that moment, I can sense him now, right around the corner, having a fight, losing the poor guy. Better not even stop to change the change. Every second may count. But for the once a youthful web slinger has a stroke of good luck. Look, a street fight up ahead. They're 3 against 1. How curly can they be? Let's break it up. Well, well, Rocky Roberts and his 2 little car stealing partners. We've been looking for you boys. Say, Harvey, look, they were fighting that Spider-Man, or is it? It was kind of pooped out to me. Did it work? Did Spider-Man come and save me? What happened? Where are all the 3 of the car thieves? It's Flash Thompson. I've seen you play on the school football team. I don't know what you're doing in that monkey suit, son, but from now on, I'd advise you to leave the crime fighting to the law. I wanted to prove that the Roseman isn't a coward. I thought he'd show up and help me. You're a brave kid, Flash, but you're way out of your league. Come on, I'll drive you home. That was a close one. I just realized what a chance I took. If anyone had seen me running on that wall as Peter Parker, my secret would have been out. The next day at school, I better have a talk with Flash. Maybe I can convince him how dangerous it is to impersonate Spider-Man. Flash got a minute? Oh, it's you, huh? Well, go ahead, Peter Parker. Go tell me I made a fool of myself. Tell me you think Spider-Man is a big zero, too. You would? You would. Hey, cool enough. That's not what I want to say. Boy, what a beauty of a shiner. Say, stay out of my way, Parker. I don't need any sympathy from a nobody like you. I must beat those 3 crooks single-handed. Maybe I would have if the police hadn't shown up. That's not the way I heard it, chum. What a guy. He wouldn't let me be nice to him even if I try. Better stay away from Flash for a while. Petey, he's sensitive about what happened. He's even mad at me because I told you about it. Don't worry about it, Liz. Staying away from Flash is the easiest thing I can do. I've had a lot of practice. Things are getting worse. Aunt May will need more medicine tomorrow, and I'm still broke. Nobody but Flash has any use for Spider-Man anymore. And to top it off, Betty Brant won't give me a tumble. Where do I go from here? Are you the wise guys who said that even puny Parker could lick Spider-Man? Well, are you? No, Flash. I never said it. Honest. Poor Flash. He hasn't been right about anything in the years. How I'd like to tell him that, hey, there's Betty with another boy. Look how he's holding his arm, and how happy they seem. Did you like the movie, Betty? Oh yes, I just couldn't stop laughing. It's still early. How about a soda before I take you home? That's the best offer I've had in weeks, kind sir. Face it, boy, you've lost her. Now, how did this all happen? Everything seemed to be tumbling down around my ears. All my problems, all my toughest dreams are due to being Spider-Man. If I were just an ordinary Joe, Betty would still be my girl, and all the other worries I've got would just melt away. Oops. Finally, finally, the unhappy youth reaches home. You're looking better, Aunt May. How do you feel? I feel better, dear. I think I must be getting stronger. My mind's made up. When Aunt May recovers, I'll be the kind of guy who wants to be. I'll forget about the Spider-Man jazz. I'll crunch out my schoolwork and get a good job, perhaps in a lab somewhere, and settle down with like everyone else. I should have done this a long ago, but I was too concentrated. I dreamed me Spider-Man. It made me feel like something special. What a laugh that turned out to be. Goodbye, Spidey. I've a hunch nobody's gonna miss you. The next morning, her wheelchair's empty. Aunt May, where are you? Right here, Peter. I thought I'd test my legs today, but you shouldn't. The doctor said you were to take it easy easy all month. Nonsense. I know when I'm feeling better. You don't want to make an invalid invalid of me, do you? Of course, but not but no buts about it. Now listen to me, Peter Parker. Sure, Aunt May. What is it? Even though I'm old woman, I'm not a quitter. A person needs gumption. You will the will to live, to fight. You mustn't worry about me so much, Peter dear. The Parkers are tougher than people think. I heard that young lady, and I couldn't agree more. You certainly sound chipper today. I'm feeling much better, Doctor. I feel like a spry young 60-year-old. And I've good news for you. You won't have to take any more medicine from now on. That's wonderful. We just used the last of it. Then, after the doctor has examined Dr. Peters, and again, is she really getting better, Doc? Let me have it straight. She certainly is, Peter. She's doing fine for a woman her age. Your aunt has a lot of spirit, son. You should be very proud of her. And so, you wouldn't stay with me tonight, Peter. I'll be all right. I want you to get used to looking after myself again. Gee, I'm sure glad to hear that. You sounding so chipper at last, Aunt May. Then returning to his room with a lighter heart, then he sees had days Peter sees another story about Spider-Man and Jameson's scandal sheet. Now he's calling the biggest phony since the Cardiff Giant. Well, that's maybe he's right. Maybe it took Aunt May to teach me something I should have known. Only a weakling quits when the going gets tough. Sure, I've had my share of big breaks. Bad breaks. Who hasn't? But I've been wasting too much time in self pity. Well, I'm done with that from now on. For now, there's nothing to stop me from being Spider-Man again. Aunt May has enough gumption for both of us. I won't have to worry about her anymore. As for Jay Jamison, before I'm through, he'll be eating his words about me. Rip. Fate gave me some terrific superpowers, and I realize how now that it's my duty to use them without doubt, without hesitation. And that means Spider-Man is going into action again. I'll fight as I've never fought before. Nothing will stop me now, for I know at last that a man can't change his destiny, and I was born to be Spider-Man. We told you the tale would be different, didn't we? So far as we know, in the first time in history, one hero has had no actual fight with any foe, but now that this fight is over, next ish will feature Spider-Man's fighting as only he can. So get those web swinging untangled. those webs untangled, and be with us when Spidey shows the whole wide world what he's really made of. They'll end for now. All right. So now I'm gonna read The Emperor and I, Chapter 12 and 12.5. Then I'm gonna read Ruri and Dragon, and then I'm gonna end the stream. The big teddy bear I got when I was a kid. The body pillow I fought on a whim. I couldn't bear to throw them away, but since they take up too much space in my room, they now reside on a corner of my closet. Okay, it's loading. Okay. Let's try and download these. Oh, come on. There it goes. All right. There it goes. Guess these clothes will do. Huh? It was like a game of guess which one of the is the real animal. The Emperor and I, Chapter 12. Emperor's Quest Quick Feet. Now that I think about it, it's weird. His legs are so short. Now, how is he able to pop up everywhere? The stairs and even the toilet, aren't they too high for those legs? I've never seen him climb. If I hadn't been looking at, he probably couldn't have gotten into that tub too. I wonder how long his legs are. Bone. He's standing while bending his knees. Would it look like this if he were human? Now that makes me even more curious to know how he's getting around. Whop. This calls for some close observation. Stare, stare, stare. He doesn't move when I'm watching him. Ping. Oh, it's from Rena. Gasp. Ah, he's gone. Dash. He's already at the bottom of the stairs. I can't win. What's that? Did Emperor come in here? No, I didn't see him. See? We're a little bit afraid now. Jolt. Silence. Glimpse, glimpse, swing. They're so long. It was just a dream. The Emperor and I, Chapter 12.5. Kao's Friend. A penguin pattern. How unusual. I kind of want it. You sure do like scrunchies. Cow, do you like penguins? Huh? You've been using a penguin strap lately. Oh, yeah. Does that mean you're going to join us fellow bird lovers? And I'm into Java Nero myself. Penguins modeled after Emperor Penguin, right? So you like Emperor Penguins? Yeah. They're great. I want to touch one. I want to touch one. They seem soft. Actually, their stomachs are kind of hard. Oh, really? Yeah. They got such presence, being the biggest penguins and all. But they're really heavy to carry. Their shape makes me want to use one as a body pillow. Oh, really? But they're kind of smelly. Guess. It's like you've touched one before. Haha. Of course not. That's impossible. I'm really just knowledgeable. All right, and that is done with Emperor Penguin, Penguin and Emperor and I. Now it's time to Ruri and Dragon Chapter 4. Ruri Dragon Chapter 4. Starbucks is scary. Ugh, I'm so keeping my glass in the glass. I'm not. Oh wait, I'm so not keeping up with class. Well, yeah, after you were gone a whole week, everyone else is getting this stuff right. I'm the only one who's falling behind. It sucks. Look, I get it. I've been there. Help me out, Yuka. I can't. It's taking every brain cell I've got to keep up with this material. When I go to someone else for help, you've got plenty of options. How about Yoshika? He's kind of smart. Can't. Ugh, why not? Because he's not. It's not. We're not. It's not like we're friends. He's always trying to chat me up since he sits in front of me. But let's be real. Talking to boys is tough. Echo, swirl, small talker. How about Kishiro, who sits next to you, the one of the pigtails? You mean in your face pigtail dyed two different colors? Sunny balls of energy like me, her freak me out. Now that's just prejudice. Nothing scary about high energy types. Wait, you said her name is Kashiro. You didn't even know that much? I just stuck at remembering names, okay? Sigh. Fine, you're helpless. Here's my notebook. Maybe it'll help you get through the next few months. Oh, thanks. So much for that. The notes don't even help. What now? Why is high school gotta be so brutal? I missed the measly week of all of a sudden I was speaking an alien language. As being a dragon wasn't hard enough. Now I gotta Ursumo Taro to majority of the loop. Hey, psst. After taking a whole week off, you must really be majorly out of the loop, right? But hey, no big deal, cause I can totally tutor you. Now I'll figure it out my own somehow. Okay, do you want to do? Oh wait, do you do that? Do you? What do I care? Blah. Sprinkling out much. That's where stubborn pride gets you. Oh, puff it. Wait, why knock yourself out, Ruri? When you don't got much going up on upstairs. Excuse me? So I mean you're dumber than me at least. Catching back up is rough, yeah? You're against a wall and need a shoulder to lean on. I'm offering mine. Look, last week we learned about consign, right? Sure. That leads to this bit. And this is how far we got yesterday to nothing too difficult. See? Let me give a quick summary first off. You're caught up. You still want? You still with me? Yeah, thanks. Are you sure? Are you like a secret genius, Carcerio? Mm-hmm. Do do I not look like it? Sorry, I guess I assumed you sucked at school because of your hair. Ah ha ha! Dyed my hair makes me a bimbo. That's mean. No, I didn't mean that. I just don't know I just don't know how to deal with people who are so loudly visually. I didn't know. I didn't know how to deal with either. Dirty. Oh yeah, beep. Like how you judge people on first impressions. Also, how you glare at people. But you reached out to help me anyway. Mm-hmm. Why? Crunch. Because I don't know what makes you tick. Doesn't mean I hold it against you. Besides, your tote's cute. Ugh. I chat people up in the hopes that the weird wall falls away, even if it doesn't totally still Still better to be friendly than enemies. Oh, I guess so. But hey, I'm no fan of that wall. Since they stuck out seats next to each other, I'd rather get along than not. So trying to speak up more, Ruri, even if you're just peeking over the wall. And hey, those horns are so cute, I could die. I love them. Cute, huh? I know. They're. Let's have a study sesh after school today. You don't do sports or a club or a club, right? Nope. Wanna maybe come too? Oh, this is a person having since Starbucks just came out with a new drink. Starbucks? What's up? Got something against Starbucks? No, nothing. Then come on, this is prime high school girl stuff. So now that's happening. Sounds great to me. No, Yuka, I need a refine. What? Why? Starbucks is scary. Oh boy, what's the issue with this time? There's nothing spooky about a coffee shop, but last time I walked in there, everyone was out on laptops and tablets. It was scared. I was scared stiff. They all seemed so cool with their lives. I was ashamed to be sticking up the place with my sad fashion sense. You sure I think everyone's staring and judging you, Ruri? You gotta come here, Yuka. Please join the study session with me. I can't today. I've got a committee meeting, and remember you saying you wanted to try a frappuccino? I bet they're dying to go deep down. Go out, get out there, okay? Bum bum bum. Okay, I'm ready for this, for the worst. Fidget. Hey, over here, Ruri. Oh, isn't that Mizuta? You sent me that pic, and you are? I'm Mikura. These two want to pitch in. Let's order, okay? Oh, don't mind the pointy things. Frappuccinos are pricey. Go for it, my treat. No, I can pay. Let's see here. I have one Huh, those are horns. That's mine. Great. Got our stuff. Shall we? Um, um, oh, could I ask you girls a favor? Ding. Huh? Look at that, a real high school girl. Look at that, real high school girl. To be continued. So we'll leave the stream on for a bit to get it up to an hour. We only have like a few minutes left. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel Gamer Tyler, and be sure to support the Patreon page Anime Tire Tunes. You can send me monthly money on there, or you can send me gifts via Throne, which I have a link in the stream, not in here exactly. I have like links in somewhere in my Twitch account somewhere, and you can also send money through PayPal. So PayPal donations. So there's all that stuff you can use. So we're almost done with the stream. I just want to get it to an hour so that because I'm really trying to boost up and eventually get verified on Twitch. So it's got to be a whole hour. Ruri and Dragon is pretty good. Pretty good manga from Shonen Jump. So let's see. Today is Wednesday, so probably Friday we'll finish off this manga that's available right now. There's only six chapters. We've already read the first 4 chapters. So tomorrow we will read chapter 5. Oh, we are at the hour.